Hey guys,
Hey guys.
we're back with another Game of Thrones review, this time reviewing Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 6, titled Blood of My Blood. If you haven't seen it yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, skip this video and come back later because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. Typically, when a television show has to follow an episode like last week's episode with that super tragic, super sad death at the end with Hodor, the follow-up episode kind of falls flat. I don't feel like this one did, though.
No, it kind of felt right along with. Obviously, it wasn't as good as last week's episode because how do you top the Hodor? Like, that's gonna be a while to top that. But it was still a really good episode, and it went in sync. It works with the flow of the story.
The reason I think it works so well is because it picked up right where last week left off.
Yes,
if it had started with a different character other than Bran, I think that would have been a little off-putting.
Yeah.
The fact that it did pick up exactly where we left off last week, I think that really worked to its advantage.
Yeah, it was more of a continuation of the story as opposed to a new episode.
Right. So right off, when Bran and Mira get rescued, I'm like, I bet you that's Benjen Stark.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it was. It's kind of a character we've been anticipating seeing again for a while.
They mentioned him way too much for him to not be significant, so we had a feeling he was going to show up at some point or other.
And sure enough, it was him, and we got, via some exposition, how he survived,
Yes.
The White Walker poked him in the gut with a ice sword, but the Children of the Forest rescued him.
Yes, by stabbing him in the heart with a dragonglass knife.
Benjen basically confirms for Bran and for us, the viewer, that Bran is now the Three-Eyed Raven.
Yes.
And Bran's just, he's like, I'm not ready. I don't know anything yet. And Benjen basically tells him, yeah, too bad. You better get ready and quick. Because, sooner or later, the White Walkers are going to enter the land of men, and you're going to be there. And so, wow, Bran's got some difficult tasks ahead.
Yes.
I think my favorite development in this episode, though, was Arya, and she did not follow through on her task of killing the actress.
Yeah.
And so Jaqen has made her the target.
Yeah. I think the play and then her talk with the actress afterwards kind of solidified for her that she is not the girl with no name. She is Arya Stark. And so she didn't go through with it and immediately got Needle because I guess I think she knows that they're going to come after her, that she is now a target. Although, we didn't know that. I like when he said a girl won't get a third chance, I was like, okay, she's got one more chance and then he's booting her out. I know it's you die if you don't succeed. Well,
he took her eyes away after the first failure, so I guess that's the only way to up the ante is to take her life. Took her eyes the first time, take her life the second time.
Yeah.
So, wow, I have a feeling that the girl whose name just went poof right out of my head, when she finally does catch up to Arya, she's going to be in for a super rude awakening.
I think part of the reason that Arya didn't succeed as well in her training is because she wasn't Arya. She was trying to give up Arya. And I think now that she's come back into, no, I am Arya Stark, that training's all just going to click and she's going to be very good. And she's suddenly going to be better than the girl. And yeah, I see that girl dying.
As a girl with no name, she had nothing to fight for.
Yes.
And by reclaiming her identity, she has everything to fight for.
Yes.
And so when she does show up and she tries to throw down with Arya, look out. Arya is going to make mincemeat out of her.
Yes.
And of course, the Crown and the Faith have formed this holy, unholy alliance. And we kind of saw that coming as well because the High Sparrow's been, whispering in Tommen's ear.
We knew that the High Sparrow was going to use Tommen against the plan that Cersei and Jaime and, Lady Olenna, yes, had come up with. We knew that somehow they were going to use Tommen. We just didn't know how. But this makes a lot of sense. And poor Marjorie, being in the dungeons, wasn't privy to the plan. So we think that she's acting when she converts Tommen to, adopt the faith.
Because even like last week when she was talking to Loras, didn't she say, just tell them what they want to hear?
Yeah.
Like she was, just play the game, and she's playing the game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's other pieces moving that she didn't know about.
Yes.
And so because Jaime, confronted the crown, Tommen he strips him of his title as a member of the Kingsguard, and we thought for sure he was going to send him to the wall.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed that he didn't.
Yeah. Because I just Jaime going up to the wall and then serving with Jon Snow, I was like, oh man, I was like getting really excited.
Yeah.
And then no, he put him in command of an army to retake Riverrun.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah, and I was actually kind of surprised that Jaime was with the Tyrell army, because I thought Cersei had a good plan, and that it was, we'll let the Tyrells come and rescue their girl, and
our
we'll
hands will
stay.
be
Yeah,
clean.
and our hands will be clean. But obviously, once again, she proved that she did not think everything through, unfortunately, and it backfired. And now Jaime's going, and she's still got to try to pull their name out of the dirt.
But, like she said, he belongs at the head of an army. He
Yes.
really does.
Yeah.
That's where he's at his best.
So maybe she did think of this.
It's the silver lining in this situation
Yeah.
is he gets to kind of go where he is at his best. And finally, the Dothraki got to see Daenerys ride Drogon.
Yes.
And that's how we thought that she would win over the Dothraki. Like Drogon would show up while she was being held captive, and they would all be afraid of the dragon, and she'd walk up to it, jump on its back, and fly around, and they'd be like, oh my god, she's amazing, and then would just fall in line. And what stuck out to me in that scene is the line when she asked Dario, who has that many ships, and he says, no one. Euron Greyjoy has just last week ordered his people to build 1,000 ships to sail to Meereen to try and seduce Daenerys. So she has 1,000 ships coming. They haven't been built yet.
Yes, and she doesn't know that she has these coming.
Yeah. So I had this strong feeling that he's going to show up and she's going to be like, hey, thanks for the boats, dummy.
And then take them from
him. And then just take them.
Yeah.
Because her whole thing is she's taking back the Seven Kingdoms.
Yes.
She doesn't need a man to
she
wed
does
her.
not. Yeah, I think she tried that once and it didn't work. She's done with that.
Yeah. So I think when he comes with basically 1,000 boats gift wrapped, she's like, thanks, I'll be taking these.
Yep.
And that'll be the end of Euron Greyjoy. All in all, I really enjoyed this episode. I think it was a very suitable follow-up to last week. If I was going to give it a number, I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I've never noticed it before, but when Drogon opened his mouth really wide, you can see like the
glands.
The glands where he shoots fire. I was like, that's cool.
It's in some dragon lore, how they shoot fire is they are not actually shooting fire. It's they combine the two chemicals which ignite, and that's the fire.
And
So,
that seems like this is the way it's going
with the glands. As soon as when I saw the glands, I'm like, okay, they're using that lore because there's other lore. They eat firestone, and there's a whole bunch of different ways that that dragons breathe fire. Fire breathes dragons.
No, they're using the two chemicals mixing.
That's what I'm thinking they're doing. Yeah.
Which is really cool. It just kind of
because it makes sense.
Well, and it's a way to clue the audience in as to how the fire breathing works without actually telling us.
Yeah,
so
it's which
really
lore
cool.
These dragons follow. Yeah.
So I thought that was really a nice touch.
Yeah, me too.
And maybe we've seen that before and I've just never caught it, but I saw it tonight.
Yeah, I noticed it right away, and I don't recall seeing it before.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's it for this video. If you caught something in the episode that we missed, let us know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to tell us by dropping a like on it and subscribe for more reviews.
And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.